and make sure that these things are live before I go ahead. So I got another computer here, and I always just check to make sure. I'm drinking this Queen Bee tea. It's like a detox tea. I don't know, it's supposed to make me lose weight. We'll see how it goes, right? All right, let me just refresh my page over here, and then we can start the broadcast like officially. You know, give people time to hop on and things like that. Just make sure. Alrighty. I always get excited when I see my face on the computer screen. I don't know why. All right, let me just flip this around so I don't distract myself. All right, so hey, what's going on? This is Brianna. I'm really excited to be here tonight. My book is stuck. I stick my laptop on top of my book so I have a better angle. My old AP college or AP classes textbooks. It's my $400 or $500 computer stand. You can see how far those got me, right? But yeah, I'm excited to get started tonight. This is going to be a little bit different than what we did last week, and I'll explain with you why. Basically, I had a lot of people coming to me last week, and they said, hey, you know, that was really awesome training, but you're going too fast. I can't really hear you. And I want to make this as easy and as fun, and to leave you with actionable steps that you can understand, right? So what I did this week is I actually put together a keynote presentation for you, and I'm going to share my screen if I can do it properly, so we can go into this, and you know, you have the ability to take notes. You know, you could read some of my thought process and things of that nature. And in regards to this, you know, you came here tonight because you're looking to know how to be more confident on video, right? And you know, you want to know like how the celebrities do it, you know, because that was always my big draw. It's like, how is it? Before I got into this industry, before I started doing this, is that I actually always wanted to be, when I was little, like a tween, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word, I wanted to be a YouTuber. I thought all those guys were really cool, you know what I mean? They were just out there doing their own thing. And I loved that. You know, I had a lot of confidence issues when I was growing up. And the fact that they were able to go out there and just kind of be themselves and do their own thing was really always very inspiring to me. So, you know, I always wanted to do that, but I was always caught up on this, like I couldn't get in front of the camera. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, I just couldn't do it. And it took me a lot of trial and error and things that I'm going to share with you tonight that helped me in, you know, overcoming my fears and getting on camera and being comfortable with it. And another thing that I want to know is a little side note. You know, a lot of people asked me last week why I didn't have comments on my video thread. You know, my page is just, you know, just the video box, a little blurb on the side letting you know that this is going to come, that this replay is going to come down, and a link to join our opportunity. But you know, no comments. And I want to tell you that's because for a couple of reasons. You know, I think comments are distracting. You know, I want to be able to give you my all, and you know, I don't want to have to, you know, babysit and make sure that, you know, there isn't any hate in the comments, because that does happen. And, you know, I want you to have my full undivided attention. I want you to be paying attention, because I feel like the more that you pay attention, the better it is you to be able to take these principles that I'm going to be teaching you tonight and really, really develop yourself into the communicator and the speaker that I know that you want to be. If you didn't want to be that, you wouldn't be on this Hangout, right? So with that, let's dive into it. I'm really excited, you know, and we'll go from there. So, let's do, I think I want this one. Oops. So you can still make money on the internet and not have the slightest clue on how to work a Google Hangout. Alrighty. Oops. Button. All right, so let's get started. Let me just make sure that you can see. You're sharing with screen with everyone plus Google plus. Okay, thank you. Where's my mouse? All right, hold on a second. Oops. Alrighty. Let me just make sure that we are good and that you can see me. Awesome, 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 awesome. So right, how to be confident on camera, all the tips and then some. So let me just make this big and do that. Before we get into anything, I am going to be telling you a little bit about my story, how I got started on this in this industry, and there are earnings involved. Part of our story involves the money that we've made in order to move into this house and things of that nature. And I just want you to know that I cannot guarantee you any income results. I cannot guarantee you anything. I can't guarantee that you'll wake up tomorrow. I cannot guarantee that, I obviously, go see iPassRnews.com if you have any questions, or send me a private message on Facebook. You're probably all fans with me on Facebook anyway, or on my fan page. So who are Brianna and Carolyn? That's actually one of my favorite pictures of my mom and I. We are in one of our favorite restaurants in town. That picture was taken actually quite a long time ago now, but it's just such a lovely picture, and I just love it so much. And I wanted to share that with you today. You've probably seen it because I love it so much. I share it all the time. So parts of our story, we really do have the quote unquote rags to riches Cinderella story. Cinderella enough anyway. I mean, we saved ourselves, but I guess when it all boils down to it, Cinderella did save herself. She got her fine derriere and to the ball and courted the prince herself. She was a smart girl, if I do say so myself. Take after her, right? And I wish I did have a picture of where we lived in 2013, because you probably wouldn't believe it. You probably heard the story before, though. It was a 400 square foot basement apartment. At the time, in our lives, we're not looking up. I had just found out that I was kicked out of high school and that I had zero chance of getting into university the following year. And everything that I thought I had for the past 12 years of my life, everything I thought I worked on was completely shattered in a 30-second phone call. I was accepted to multiple Ivy League universities in my tri-state area, and they wouldn't accept me anymore because of that. I was at that point, didn't have a high school education. In my realm, all I could see was the fact that, oh my goodness, I don't have a high school education. Mom's the only one working. I don't have a job because I always put my school first. And child support was running out if it was coming at all that month. I was coming of age, it was, I think it was 17 at the time. So I only had like a couple of more months left of child support. And, we were scrambling. We had no idea how we were going to do it, So that being said, I got really sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I got fed up with that moment. And when, ooh, you've got a text message. Phone's going off. Let me just turn that off now. It's actually a notification reminding me that I am on a live broadcast. It's telling me not to forget that I'm filming a live broadcast tonight at 8 o'clock. It's a little late, but we get through these things. Sorry about that. So anyway, child support was running out. In that moment when the dust settled, I realized that I was just completely fed up. But when you're fed up with the life you live, I find that miracles happen when you just completely cut off any kind of ties and say, you know what, I'm done living like this. Show me a better way. Miracles happen. And I'm not saying this in any kind of like esoteric, metaphysical book kind of way, which is true. I mean, like I do read a lot of metaphysical books and that is what happens, but I want to be very straight to the point that, I believe that when you get completely fed up and you say, okay, I'm ready to make a decision to change and I'm ready to take action on changing my life, then things start happening, opportunities start showing up, and all of that stuff. So I was all done with people judging me and telling me what I was worth. When you're in high school and things of that nature, I was all done with people telling me that I didn't have, I wasn't smart because I wasn't in I didn't get accepted to, Harvard or something like that, even though I got accepted to other Ivy League schools. I didn't want I was done with people telling me that I wasn't, good enough because I didn't do this, or, because of the way that I was living my life. I was done living my life for other people. I was done being broke. I was done having to prove myself for people who didn't really care about me, meaning like teachers and, other family members who are no longer in my life. I didn't want to have to continually put myself, at the firing brigade in order to, somehow finds self-worth in the views of other people, if that makes any sense at all. I mean, if you can relate. And I was completely all done and fed up with traditional education. At that point, I had been completely run around the ringer for, years. And, that's a long story for a different day. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking education. I'm not knocking college education. I'm not knocking, public schools in any way. I just found a different way. I read more than anybody that I know in my age group. And I think it was Warren Buffett who said something to the effect of, I don't remember his exact words, but it was like, always be reading for some other, I don't know. But if Warren Buffett's telling you to read, you better pick up a book, right? If you want to better yourself and Warren Buffett's telling you to read, pick up a book. So, but the best part of my story is actually coming, because once I said, okay, I'm done with this, this, and this, and I focused on what I actually did want, that's when it started to happen, right? I've always wanted to help people. Ever since I was really, really little, I always wanted to help people, be involved with people's lives and making people's lives better. It's why I do what I do. It's why I get up in the morning. It's what inspires me to shoot videos. It's what inspires me to market and teach other people how to market so that they can, in turn, create a life beyond their wildest dreams. Because I believe that if you know how to market yourself, if you know how to market your brand and your personality, then it doesn't matter what you promote, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what job you have. If you're marketing, you're selling, right? And if you could sell yourself, you can get any job that you want, you can get anybody to join your business, you can get anybody to do anything that you want. I always wanted to work with my mom, ironically enough, because I wanted that so bad. I actually wound up getting a job with her. Before we got laid off, I worked at an orthopedical practice. Excuse me while I take a drink of tea. For one of the busiest orthopedic surgeons in the state. She was his office manager. I worked in the medical records department. I was medical records keeper. It was a really, really awesome job, really prestigious, especially for 19 or 18 when I actually got hired. And it served me for the time that it served me, but I got to work with her there, and now I get to work with her here, and it's an amazing, amazing blessing. I've been able to retire her, and she still putters around in the business and does what she likes to do. I get to do what I like to do, and you'll be seeing more from her soon. I'm really, really excited to announce some things coming up this weekend, so stay tuned because it's going to be great. She's going to be releasing something really, really awesome. I wanted to be rich. Obviously it's pretty easy to want to be, wealthy living in somebody else's basement, right? I think that's pretty standard. But most importantly, and this is paramount, I wanted to serve people, which kind of ties into, the top bullet, right? I always wanted to serve people. I always wanted to help people. I want people to leave a conversation with me, leave an interaction, leave a blog post, leave a story, leave some kind of interaction with me, and feel better about themselves, feel good about what it is that they're doing and how it is that, they can better themselves. I want people to believe, if they can believe in nothing, I want you to believe in my belief in you, that you can do anything that you set your mind to. Because if I can get out with my mom of a basement apartment to a house 4 times the size in a gated community, then my God, you can do anything that you set your mind to. Because especially with the past year, 2014 was just absolutely insane. And it was a wonderful experience though, right? But the shift, right? Once I identified all of the things that I wanted. I wrote that little list, and the universe just seemed to unfold before us, and opportunities just started opening up. Like I said, I got the job. I no longer settled for anything less than I believed that I was worth at the time. We started on our entrepreneurial journey, and we never looked back. We actually made the decision to get in using our grocery money. And it was the best investment that we ever made. Now, I'm not promising that you're going to get, rich overnight when you decide to join with us. But what I can promise you is that if you stick to it, or if you stay in and you stick to it, and do what we say, it can work for you, because it worked for us. It changed our lives, and life is beautiful. Carolyn and I made the decision to move to a home. We didn't have any idea how we were going to do it, but we actually wound up doing that with revenue from our business. And not soon after we were looking to quote unquote retire permanently from corporate America, we actually got laid off, which was a blessing in disguise. And it was the most wonderful, scariest, best journey from where we were to where we are now. And I'll tell you what, from the bottom of my heart, I would do it all again, knowing that where I am today in my life was on the other side. I would start it all again. Not even the past 2 or 3 years, but even the past 9 years of my life, or 10 years of my life, I would relive if I knew that where I'm sitting today, helping you, inspiring you, was on the other side. And today, Carolyn and I have won our freedom. We get to travel. We have friends all over the world, and I am so blessed to be able to share this opportunity and this story with you. I get to do what I want and what I love. My mom is retired, and everything that was actually on our wants list came true. And I don't know if you can hear just the gratitude in my voice. And I'm not trying to be, I don't know, I'm just incredibly grateful to be sharing this with you, because if you can believe that it's possible for me, then you can believe that it's possible for you. And that's what gets me really, really fired up, is being able to take people from a point of disbelief and turning them into a point of belief, and then watching them step forward and into their bigger and better future. And it's what we get to do here as entrepreneurs. So let's dive into the content. I want to get this, ball roll. Ow, my foot just slipped. I want to get this ball rolling, and really, really dive into this and share with you the strategies, the tools, and the resources that I used to get myself confident on video, to get myself able to share and do live broadcasts with you like this. It's really, really fun for me to do. So where business is going and how video fits into this. Now, I just want to say that this is not a tactical training, meaning that I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be whipping out the pie charts and the the graphs and this, that, and the other thing, and giving you a how-to explanation. This is going to be just basically an explanation and a theory of all of the tips and strategies that I've done and that I have seen other people do, and that have worked for not only me but for other people, right? So business has gone from a number crunching kind of area, especially network. This particular form of network marketing, the online network marketing, has gone from a number crunching to an esoteric, personal, one-on-one basis serving platform, right? And what do I mean by that? As far as number crunching is concerned, business isn't mechanical anymore. There was a time where network marketing, affiliate marketing, and direct sales had an all about the numbers approach, where you could get 100,000 people to see your page and have an expected amount of leads, an expected amount of sales, and make an expected amount of money with an expected amount of upsells, and track it that way, and to be able to kind of hide behind the the computer and just drive traffic to it if you had enough money to throw at it. You know, it's kind of like this running joke in the industry where you just throw a bunch of spaghetti at the wall and you see what sticks, and whatever particular brand of spaghetti sticks, you just throw more of that. You know what I mean? And it doesn't work, you know, anymore. Not that I've seen, even when I first got started and I started placing my first cold traffic advertisements, and it started to work. And then all of a sudden it started to weeble wobble a little bit, and I didn't understand why. And now that I've kind of come to this level of personal growth within my business, I know, and I'm able to share with you today, that it's about personal connection. It's about the one-on-one, being accessible, service aspect. You know, it's more so about you knowing that I'm real. It's more so about you being able to reach out to me and send me a private message on Facebook, send me an email, or just say, hey, you know, I need help, you know, with this, where can you point me? And I'm able to do that. You know, I remember another thing that one of my mentors actually says, and I thought it was very funny too, because even though I'm like of the .com boom generation, you know, I find it funny because I don't like calling like things like credit card companies or anything where there might be a phone tree. You know what I mean? I cannot stand phone trees. And it's funny because I'm young. And like, I remember when, you know, phone trees came out, and I was really little. And, it was like this grand new thing that you weren't talking to a person. And now, even just, it's been like a couple of years now where it's like, oh my goodness, just get me a person. I don't care. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to press 1 to speak English. I don't want to press 2 to speak Spanish. I don't want to, you know, it's just get me a person, right? And that's where we're going with, I think, a business and kind of the way that the world is going. And video fits into that because video is personal, right? Video is very much, you're seeing all of me right now. Well, not all of me, but you're seeing my authentic self. You're seeing me being real with you, or at least you're hearing my voice for this particular presentation. And you know that, you know, I'm being real with you, and you know that you can reach out to me if you need to. You know that you can reach out to, you know, Carolyn if you want to. And that's where business is going. And video gives you the ability to build rapport and build a brand of yourself. You know what I mean? And to be able to be in a million places at once, but not actually be in that place. You can be off of the beach. You know what I mean? So it's like if somebody's, you know, comes to me and they say, hey, I want to know about XYZ traffic strategy. And let's just say I've already shot a video on that. I could say, oh, here, check out this YouTube video that I shot, you know, a week or two ago, and they can go watch that video. Meanwhile, I'm at the beach with my family. You know, that's what video gives you the ability to do. So you can be the face of your business, but not have to be there 24/7. So let's dive in what you came here for. How to get comfortable on camera, to be really super cool, calm and collected, you know, be a James Bond while the camera is rolling, right? And funny story though, I just want to jump into before we get started and before we get, because I think that the tips are next. But I just want to tell you this really funny story before we get into the tips. But I used to be terrified on camera, like sweat pouring, shaky, talking a mile a minute. Honestly, I looked like I did a line of coke and had a caffeine IV trip. It was ridiculous. And I couldn't, for whatever reason, I was just so crazy on video that, you know, I was nervous and shaky, and there was no reason for me to be, right? There was absolutely no reason for me to be as, you know, freaked out as I was, right? So that being said, let's dive into the tips. That story kind of fell off the, I don't know, didn't have a very good punchline, right? Right, so tip number 1, and that's to just roll the film. Like, get comfortable filming B-roll. If you don't know what B-roll is, it's a very, very easy topic. It's basically just like candid video filming, where you're not really, you're just kind of like filming people's walking, you're kind of filming like trees moving or wind, or people, talking, but their voice and the things that are going on within the shot don't match what's going on, what's being spoken, or the music that's playing. So if you've seen any of my videos that I posted on, or some of my videos that I posted on Facebook, excuse me while I take another drink of tea. Well, if you've seen any of those videos and it's like, me walking around at the beach, or, the waves crashing or things of that nature, but I'm speaking and the things that I'm speaking don't match the film, that's B-roll, the film part. And it's really useful to just get used to being yourself while the camera is rolling. Maybe you're in the footage, maybe you're not. Bottom line is, if you do this with a camera, not necessarily a phone, but if you do this with a camera and upload it to your computer, and if you have a video editing software and you start stockpiling footage, it will help you immensely later. Honestly, I wish that I had done this earlier, because if I had done, if I had taken more B-roll and things like that at events and things like, I have B-roll from events and driving in the car and things of that nature. But if I did more of it in different scenarios, it would be a lot easier, instead of, dedicating time to go shoot random candid things, while I'm out and about. It would just save you loads of time. If you plan on doing really cool edited videos like I do, I can do a whole tutorial on that. It's really not a big deal. I'll just do it in iMovie. But another great tip is to film yourself, but don't watch the footage back. Don't rewatch the footage. Just film yourself and forget that you filmed. This is a really, really great trick, and something that I did a lot. Basically, your primary goal is to just get comfortable with being on camera and have the camera in your face. Whether you're making silly faces at it or you're talking like you would talk to your best friend, just talk or do something standing in front of the camera. And don't watch it for like a year, and you'll be surprised and shocked at your growth. And I'm telling you, if you keep this up, you will be amazed at yourself. And it's funny, because you will be amazed at yourself. I remember when at some point in my early entrepreneurship growth, I did all of my videos on iMovie when I got my first Mac computer. And Apple came out with an update and a newer version of iMovie. And I thought that I lost all of the videos that I had saved on iMovie, the original one. So no big deal, whatever. They're all on YouTube. Fortunately, my YouTube account has never gotten shut down or flagged or anything like that. And I was like, oh, whatever. But then I was going back through my hard drive trying to clear some things out, and I came across all of my old videos. And I was like, oh my goodness. And all my old clips, all my old footage, and all my old B-roll. It was really, really cool to see how much I had grown. I was like, it was crazy. You know what I mean? I went from this little kid who was, so afraid of talking on camera and being shaky and sweaty. Like I said before, looked like I had just done a line of Coke and had a caffeine IV drip, to actually being calm and cool and, okay with being myself on camera. And it was really awesome to see. And I was, like I said before, I was amazed with myself. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Excuse me. Oh, there's the table. I found it. Talk to yourself in the mirror. This is something that I do a lot. And it's something that I still do. But side note story, and why I believe this will be really, really beneficial to you, is that I used to be really self-conscious when I was a teenager and a tween, I guess, for lack of a better word. When I was 13 or 12, 11 and 12, I used to be really self-conscious. And I had all kinds of self-confidence issues, self-worth issues. I hid them really well, but they were still there, and they were still affecting, my way of, my ability to communicate with other people, my ability to share and do the things that I wanted to do. And because of these issues, I battled with body dysmorphic disorder, or BDD for short, and anorexia. And so talking to myself in the mirror, or even like looking myself in the eyes, it like in the mirror, was a huge step for me, because coming from that mental and emotional state, it was hard for me to even like look at myself in the mirror. So I thought that if I could do that and be at least confident enough to look myself in the face or look myself in the eyes when I was on camera, or in in the mirror, so that I knew that when I got on camera, I would at least be confident enough to look at myself in the webcam window. You know, when you get a webcam, or if you're shooting on iMovie, you can see yourself as a reflection in the camera. And I knew that if I could do that, and if I could get used to looking at myself in the eyes, it would be really beneficial later on to be able to do it on camera, seeing my reflection in the camera screen. Also, because I was looking in my eyes and I focused to solely look in my eyes, it got me used to looking down the lens of a camera, which is where you're supposed to look, not off in space somewhere like I see some people doing when they get on camera. And another thing is that to just pretend that the camera is like your best friend. Truthfully. Did I skip one? Yes, I did. Okay, give yourself only one take to get your message across. This is crucial, I think, because it prepares you for being a powerful communicator and conversationalist. If you can communicate your message clearly, collectively, and concisely in 5 minutes or less, you have the advantage of over like 95% of the marketers out there in the industry right now. Potentially even over me, to be honest with you. I've yet to master the 5-minute message. Still working on it, but if you know me at all, you know that I can be long-winded when I do get in front of camera. I just feel like I have so much to share, and I get really excited when I start talking that I go on for way too long. But make it less than 5 minutes if you can, and just get on and give yourself one take and just say it, shoot it, film it, and rewatch it. And if you like it, throw it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, imperfection done is better than perfection not done. It was something that I learned in this, because it's easy to get fixated on the little things and not necessarily focus on what you actually need to do in order to make money here. Pretend the camera is your best friend. I love this one. Pretend the camera is your best friend. Truthfully, because there are no difference. There is nothing different between talking to your best friend and talking to the camera, because the camera isn't even real. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just a piece of machinery. It's not going to bite you. It's not going to eat you. It's not going to laugh at you if you stutter or mess up or anything like that. You know, I've stuttered and messed up. I've dropped my cup, you know, and couldn't figure out how to work Google Hangout. You know, it's just, and I'm doing this live. I don't even know how many people are watching this right now, but you know, it's all about being you and being okay with who you are. And you're totally fine with walking into your best friend's house and going to the refrigerator, aren't you? You know, I know that I am. I walk into my best friend's house and I'm hungry. Guess where I'm going? I don't ask her if I want food. I just go to the refrigerator. And another thing is to remember the confidence formula, right? I love this one. So this is actually from last week's training, the confidence formula. I don't want to walk you through that really, really quickly. But the confidence formula recap. So if you're watching this right now, close your eyes. All right, close your eyes and just imagine a time in your life where you were really, really confident and sure of yourself. And remember everything in detail. It doesn't matter what this thing was. It could be anything, right? It could be when, you know, you asked out your significant other on a date for the first time and he or she said yes. You know, it could be when you rode your first bicycle confidently. It could be when you performed on stage first. It could be when you shot your first video and you actually did it. You know what I mean? It could be when, for me anyway, it's when I found out that I made the Vocal Select group at my high school. It was something that I wanted more than anything in the world at the time. And I just remember, and I put myself in that feeling anytime that I want to shoot a video. Is I remember what it looked like walking up in my hallway in school and walking up to, it was posted outside of the cafeteria, and I can see the gray and the green tile. Because our school colors were white and green, so there were green and white tiles everywhere. But the wall tiles were actually gray and green, and there was a little white sheet of paper there. And I remember I was so anxious before. It's like, what if I didn't make it? You know, what would I do? You know, I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. I would have been devastated. And I walked up to there, you know, palms sweating and, you know, just praying, fingers crossed, like, did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? And then I saw my name under soprano 2, and my heart like exploded with joy, and I was just beaming, and I was so, so excited. And I remember looking over at this, one of our teachers' names. He was just like a superintendent's assistant or something like that. And I just looked at him and I gave him the biggest smile, and he was like, "Oh, you made it." And I was like, "Yeah, I made it." And I walked to my next class, and I was elated, and I was on cloud 9 for days, man. And when you get that feeling, right, anchor that feeling of confidence that you can do anything that you want, anything that you decide to do when you're feeling this way. Because really, when it all boils down to it, when you strip away all the layers, this is how you should feel every day. You should feel confident and empowered every day. And I want you to step into this power and anchor this feeling every time you want to shoot a video. As you open your eyes, now you are confident enough to shoot a video. Right? So that's the confidence formula in a nutshell. And those are all of my tips for shooting videos and getting confident on videos and things of that nature. You know, I hope that you receive value from this, because it really, really helps me. It's helped me a lot of my clients. And, you know, I want you to succeed. You know, that's why I'm here, is to help you succeed in business and, you know, in life. That, you know, it's what makes me passionate. It's what makes me inspired, is to see people successful. So right down below this video, you will see a button or a link, depending on where you are. And I want to invite you to get started with us tonight. You know, everything I learned here. I learned how to do everything inside of these products, inside of this opportunity. It's literally, and I don't want to be trite or anything like that, but it's everything you need to succeed in one place. It is a product, you know, we teach you how to market, and we give you a product to market. It's very, very simple. And we have a vision and a core belief that anybody can stand behind. Everybody, I believe, deep down wants freedom. Everybody deep down wants to do and have the things that make them happy. You know what I mean? Where's my Google Hangout? Chrome? Let me stop the screen share. How do I stop the screen share? I believe that deep down, everybody wants to be and have the things that make them successful, right? So I invite you to click the link below. Get started with us today, because this is unlike anything, I assure you, that you've ever seen. I mean, it's literally everything you need to succeed, and we teach you how to do everything that you need to do in order to be successful, in order to have the things that you want. And I want this freedom for you, this freedom that we have, this lifestyle. I want you to be able to do and go out and spend time with your friends, go out and spend time with your family, and to be able to travel like we get to travel, and do the things that you want to do. Like, what would you do if you didn't have to go to work tomorrow? What would you do? I mean, honestly, really think about that. Like, tomorrow, my day is going to consist of probably going to the beach, shooting a video, and sending out an email. That's basically all I do now. I almost spilled my tea. That's basically all I do now. Am I saying that it's going to be that easy when you do get started? No. I cannot guarantee that it's going to be that you're not going to work for it, right? You're going to have to work for it. But this is the surefire way. The only way that you cannot make money here is if you do nothing. You know what I mean? It's really that simple. If you come in and you plug in and you do what we teach you, and you know I'm accessible, come in, plug in, do what we teach you, and you can have the life of your dreams, because I'm living it now. So with that, I invite you to click the button below, click the link below, wherever you happen to be, and get started with us. No balls about it, no bones about it. It's the best thing. I'm not going to say that, it's the best thing ever. I want to help you succeed. Bottom line, that's what I'm here to do. So with that, hit the button below. I'm ending this broadcast. I hope you receive value from this hangout tonight. Click the button below and get started with us, and I can't wait to see you on the inside. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. I'll be sending out the replay just as soon as I get this up and everything like that. And it's going to be a good time. I'm very, very excited for where we're going. Keep your eyes peeled. I know that Carolyn's releasing something really, really soon, very exciting and soon. So with that, again, click the button below and join it with us because it's amazing, right? Just do it. Do it for your family. Do it for your kids. Do it so that your kids never have to go into daycare. Do it so that you can retire your parents. Because my mom's retired now. And I get to keep her retired because of what we do here. And that matters more to me than anything. So click the button below and get started today.